Who doesn't love a good cup of coffee in the morning? Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a very special episode of ezBUCKETz. How are you guys doing today? I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. In today's video, I got something that I guarantee you guys are gonna love, especially if you just love NBA rumors. We just got a crazy report that Andre Drummond will no longer be playing for the Cavaliers, and from what we're hearing, he's gonna be traded or on another team very soon. Andre Drummond right now is the best in the NBA at rebounding, and I believe his addition to any NBA team, but more importantly, a championship contending team, Drummond would make such a big difference. I posted a poll yesterday on my community page asking you guys what teams do you believe Andre Drummond should go to, and these were the results. With the majority of you guys wanting to see Andre Drummond on the Los Angeles Lakers, that's why I'm making today's video. We're going to be talking about the possibility of how the Lakers can get Andre Drummond. But just to give you guys some more information, I'm also going to be talking about other teams that I believe are going to be targeting Andre Drummond as well. So if you're a big Andre Drummond fan and wants what's best for him, you're going to love this video. But quickly, before I get on with the video, I just want to say, if you're new to the channel and love basketball, welcome to ezBUCKETz. My name is Soom and I make basketball videos every single day. So be sure to hit the subscribe button and click this button right here, the post notification bell, to not miss any of my upcoming videos. But without wasting any more time, let's talk about Andre Drummond.
No, for me, I play the same way each and every night. The trade, it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about that. If I do get traded, I don't control that either. I'm just here to play basketball with whatever jersey I have on. So that's all I can focus on right now.
I kind of feel bad for Andre Drummond because honestly, in my opinion, Andre Drummond's game, if I were the Cavs, I would build around him. It just sucks and is very surprising how right now, the league leader in rebounds per game is being put in so many trade rumors, and this was also a big rumor last year too when Drummond was on the Pistons. When talking about Drummond this season so far, I'll be honest, he's having a fantastic season when it comes to his stats. He's averaging 17.5 points per game, 13.5 rebounds, 2.6 assists, 1.6 steals, 1.2 blocks, and is literally a double-double monster night in and night out. But with the Cavaliers struggling right now, I understand why Drummond is in so many trade rumors. The Cavs right now have a record of 10-19, which ranks them as the 13th seed in the Eastern Conference, and as I make this video, they're actually on an 8-game losing streak. If you watch Cavs games, you can already tell that with all of these trade rumors about the team trading Drummond, it's kind of, made the team a little bit worse when it comes to their mentality and their expectation. You can tell Drummond doesn't really care anymore. He doesn't want to win because he knows his future is no longer with the Cavs. The biggest move the Cavs made recently was getting Jarrett Allen from the Brooklyn Nets, and from what we're hearing, the Cavs want to make Jarrett Allen their future center, and that's why right now Andre Drummond is on the trade block. We just got a crazy Woj tweet yesterday, and this is what he said. The Cleveland Cavaliers are no longer planning to play Andre Drummond as they work to trade the two-time All-Star prior to the NBA's March 25th deadline. Guys, this is a huge report because now we know that Drummond will be in street clothes every single night, which means a trade or a buyout is going to happen very soon. And with that fact being there, this video we're going to be talking about 5 NBA teams that I believe would be perfect for Andre Drummond, and from what we're hearing right now, these 5 teams are the most popular teams that want Andre Drummond, that are heavily targeting him as we speak. The first team on this list is the Lakers, and of course, everybody, as I mentioned earlier, want to see Andre Drummond in the purple and gold. A big reason why the Lakers want Andre Drummond is because we just got a recent report that Anthony Davis will be missing more than 3 weeks due to a calf injury, and from what we're hearing, guys, the Lakers want to still be competitive, still compete, and win games as we speak. A big part of the Lakers season so far was them looking for a big man to kind of, be a third option to Montrezl and Marc Gasol. But now, after losing Anthony Davis, the Lakers have to be active and try to get the best big man possible, and Drummond right now is at the top of that list. Drummond is currently in his final year of his contract. He has a $30 million deal, and honestly, in my opinion, the Lakers can't afford that. If the Lakers want to trade for Andre Drummond, they're gonna have to give up a lot of pieces, possibly Kuzma, possibly KCP, possibly Montrezl Harrell. But in my opinion, I don't believe the Lakers should do that. I want the Lakers to keep their depth. So if the Lakers want to get Andre Drummond, what they have to do is be patient and simply hope for a buyout. As of right now, from what we're hearing, the Cavaliers are actually leaning more towards that buyout instead of a trade, because trading Andre Drummond isn't easy. His contract is pretty large, and if this is the case, if Drummond gets bought out, the Lakers can easily offer him a minimum contract. The reason why I believe the Lakers can offer him a minimum contract is only because right now in Drummond's career, over his past few seasons, he's kind of in that area and in that scenario where he kind of needs a fresh start, kind of needs an NBA championship, or just play on a contender to prove to the NBA that he can actually help and assist a good team in the NBA. And with the Lakers right now needing a big man, a player that can average plus 10 rebounds, Andre Drummond could easily start at that center position alongside LeBron James. I imagine a great lineup of Dennis, KCP, LeBron, Kyle Kuzma at the 4, and then Andre Drummond at the 5, with Marc Gasol and Montrezl off the bench. I believe this would be a great thing for the Lakers' rotation and their playbook while Anthony Davis is currently out. The Lakers will not trade for Andre Drummond. They will hope for a buyout and heavily pursue him if that's the case. The next team on this list is the Toronto Raptors, and the Raptors right now are very popular when it comes to a team that are in active trade talks with the Cavs on getting Andre Drummond. As I make this video, the Raptors are the 8th seed in the Eastern Conference, and if there's one thing they need a true center. Because in the past offseason, they lost Marc Gasol and they lost Serge Ibaka, and ever since, they've been looking for a player to replace their production. As of right now, Pascal Siakam is their leader in rebounds per game of only 7.5, but imagine getting Andre Drummond to play the center spot. They would double that percentage, double that rebounds per game, and just give them a better interior defender and just a better presence inside. The Raptors have Chris Boucher playing out of his mind, and also has Aaron Baines, who's kind of been underwhelming this season, and maybe trading for Andre Drummond is what the Raptors are planning to do right now. If the Raptors can offer up Norman Powell, Aaron Baines, Terrence Davis, and a second-round pick, I believe this would be a pretty good offer for the Cavaliers to potentially accept, as the Cavaliers right now are trying to get rid of Andre Drummond, but still get great assets in return with these young players of TD and a future second-round pick. Imagine a starting lineup of Kyle Lowry, Fred VanVleet, OG Anunoby, Pascal Siakam, and Andre Drummond. I believe the Raptors would go back to the top of the Eastern Conference, and as of right now, they're building their way back up to their normal expectation. Drummond to the Raptors is very possible right now, and honestly, it's kind of likely. The next team on this list is the Brooklyn Nets, and they're also a team right now in hot pursuit of Andre Drummond. After losing Jared Allen in that big James Harden trade, the Brooklyn Nets need interior defense and need a true center to be impactful in the paint. DeAndre Jordan right now isn't cutting it, and losing Jared Allen, they lost a lot of that. The Brooklyn Nets this season are in hot pursuit of the NBA championship, and if Anthony Davis is still unhealthy and Drummond knows this, Drummond might be interested in joining Kevin Durant, Kyrie, and James Harden to potentially push an Eastern Conference Finals run. The Brooklyn Nets are in the exact same situation as the Lakers. They don't have any trading pieces when it comes to a trade value. If they want to make a trade, they're going to have to either trade Joe Harris or one of the big three. And I believe they don't want to do that. And that's why they're going to be waiting patiently and hope for Andre Drummond to get bought out by the Cavaliers. And if this is the case, the exact same thing. Offer Andre Drummond a minimum contract. It would be super interesting to see what Andre Drummond decides if ultimately the Lakers or the Brooklyn Nets offer him a minimum contract, what team he will decide to join. But in my opinion, this is the best case scenario for the Brooklyn Nets. Wait for Andre Drummond and hope for the best. Imagine a starting lineup of James Harden point guard, Kyrie Irving shooting guard, Joe Harris small forward, Kevin Durant power forward, and Andre Drummond at the center spot, with DeAndre Jordan off the bench. The Brooklyn Nets, in my opinion, would be unstoppable offensively and defensively. The next team on this list is the Boston Celtics, and as I make this video, the Celtics are a very popular team in heavy trade talks as well with the Cavaliers when it comes to making a trade, not looking for a buyout. This past offseason, after doing that big sign-and trade with Gordon Hayward, the Boston Celtics right now have about $29 million when it comes to available cap space, and that's why when trading for Andre Drummond, they don't really have to fit salary caps immediately and perfectly, which means they can kind of offer less than usual. As I make this video, the Boston Celtics aren't doing as well as we all expect. They have a record of 13-13, a .500 record, and ranks as the 5th seed in the Eastern Conference, and what they need is a true center, and this has been something for some time now. They got Kemba at the 1 spot, Marcus Smart 2 spot, they got Jaylen Brown at the 3 spot, Jason Tatum at the 4, but imagine getting Andre Drummond at the 5. The Boston Celtics would have a perfect all-around starting lineup. If the Celtics can offer up Tristan Thompson, Robert Williams, Carson Edwards, and a 2nd round pick, I believe this would not be a bad deal the Celtics can offer to get Andre Drummond, as the Cavs get a lot of assets instead of losing Andre Drummond for nothing. Last season when Andre Drummond was on the Pistons, he actually showed interest of going to the Celtics, and this year, with them having a lot of money, it's actually possible and very likely. And the last team on this list that I believe Andre Drummond could go to is the Dallas Mavericks, and in the exact same conversation of a trade and not a buyout. As I make this video, the Mavericks are also one of those teams in the NBA where teams want to see more from. They're kind of not living up to expectation. They have a record of 13-15, and they rank as the 10th seed in the Western Conference. And from the looks of it, Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis need help. They need one more guy to solidify their offense and their defense, more importantly. With Andre Drummond being a Defensive Player of the Year candidate every single year, Luka would love somebody to control the paint. Imagine Luka having Porzingis on the pick and pop and having Andre Drummond on the pick and roll. The Dallas Mavericks would just have so much more options. If the Mavs can offer up James Johnson, Dwight Powell, Jalen Brunson, and a 2nd round pick, I believe this would be a great deal for the Cavaliers to accept, as they will be getting good assets and young players. And then imagine a starting lineup of Luka Doncic, Tim Hardaway Jr., Dorian Finney or Josh Richardson, Porzingis, and Andre Drummond. The Mavericks, in my opinion, would definitely be a better playoff team. So ultimately, guys, this wraps up my video for today on Andre Drummond and 5 teams that I believe would be great targets for him. What's most important to me is one of your thoughts. Are these trades and buyout options realistic? Which one of these are your favorite? Put every single thing you're thinking in the comment section down below. But other than that, take it easy, God bless, and I'll see you all next time on Easy Buckets. Woo!